Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 50-year-old Georgia resident Michael Bradley was first seen entering the restricted Capitol grounds about 2:50 p.m. So he got there a little bit later than most people. But an hour and a half after he arrived, though, Bradley was spotted outside the Lower West Terrace tunnel. He watched for a while as Trump's terrorists attacked the officers with various weapons, with their hands, their feet, and then Bradley joined in. So he was seen moving towards the police. He moved up to the entrance of the tunnel, and he pulled his arm back to swing a metal baton at the officers. Well, before Bradley could strike them, an officer sprayed the mob with chemicals, and Bradley was forced to stop and turn away. However, he made a second attempt to hit the police. Once again, he was shot with pepper spray. So Bradley turned away again, and he moved off to the side of the tunnel entrance. Then he made a third attempt. This time, he stayed a little off center of the tunnel, so he was trying to avoid getting hit again with the chemicals. And as he approached the entrance, Bradley was turning, and he was waving for the mob to surge forward. So when Bradley reached the tunnel entrance again from, off to the side, he stood behind another member of the mob, and he reached around from behind that guy, and he took two swings at the officers with his baton. After that, he moved off to the side of the mouth of the tunnel again. He rested a while. The mob around him is continuing to break windows, assault police, and he eventually left the Capitol grounds. So it was already getting dark outside by the time he left. As typical, Bradley told a very different version of events when the FBI interviewed him. So this was in September of 2023. So they didn't even speak to him for almost 3 years after the attack. And keep in mind, as I share this, Bradley is 6'2" tall, and he weighs about 220 pounds. That's according to the prosecutor. So this guy is not some wilting little flower. But Bradley tried to sell the agents on the idea that he only moved to the Lower West Terrace tunnel because the crowd forced him to. He said he kept trying to go back down the stairs, and he kept trying to move away from the tunnel, but he just couldn't because he almost got crushed. Just the force of the mob swept him up there. And Bradley also said, quote, "I never saw an officer, period." He claimed that he assaulted the officers because he was arguing with other members of the mob, and he was trying to stop them from destroying the Capitol. Say what? What the hell is he talking about? He did not give his lies a lot of thought. I'm just saying. I have heard better excuses from 3-year-olds who got into the candy drawer, right? He's basically trying to say, well, I didn't think that they were cops. I thought they were protesters. I thought that they were people who were there doing ill will, and I was trying to beat them off. Makes no sense. So Bradley was arrested on September 7th of 2023, and he was charged with civil disorder, assaulting officers with a deadly or dangerous weapon, entering restricted grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, one of which also included a deadly or dangerous weapon enhancement, and 2 counts of physical violence, one of those also included that deadly or dangerous weapon enhancement. Bradley refused a plea deal. He opted for a bench trial. And the prosecutor said that Bradley continued with his false statements during the trial. So he maintained that he was forced up numerous staircases. Because remember, when you get to the Lower West Terrace, you have already ascended multiple staircases, right? Forced up to the mouth of the Lower West Terrace tunnel. He also claimed that another person tried to assault him with the baton, so that's how he got the baton. He took it away from that guy. And Bradley said he thought he was swinging the baton at other members of the mob, like I said, not the police. Like I always say, I mean, it's so easy to see and hear why some of these people support Trump. I mean, birds of a feather and all that. Needless to say, the judge did not buy Bradley's bullshit. And in August of 2024, Bradley was convicted on all counts. So he faced a combined sentence of up to 56 years in prison, 19 years of probation, and more than $800,000 in fines. The government, however, requested 100 months in prison, so a little over 8 years. Plus, they asked for 3 years of probation and $2,000 in restitution. And you will not be surprised to hear he has a very lengthy criminal history, and it includes violent crimes. So get comfy, grab some popcorn, pause this if you need to, because you're going to be here for a while. In 1992, Bradley was convicted of obstructing an officer, driving under the influence, and affray, which I had to look that one up. It means to fight in public and disturb the peace. I mean, why not just say that, right? Anyway, in 1995, Bradley was convicted of another DUI, fleeing a police officer, and reckless driving. 1996, he was convicted of forgery, giving a false name to a police officer 2 times, yet another DUI, and contempt of court. Then in both 1999 and 1998, I should have said those, 1998, 1999, Bradley was convicted for marijuana possession. He was sentenced to probation only, but then he had his probation revoked for some reason. I'm assuming more criming or, doing something he's not supposed to do. Then in the year 2000, Bradley was convicted for obstructing an officer again. In 2001, Bradley was found guilty of battery, family violence for causing visible bodily harm. The following year, he was convicted of trafficking meth. And then in 2008, 2009, and 2010, each, he was convicted of multiple traffic violations. And then the prosecutor said that he also has numerous other arrests for additional alleged crimes, but those didn't result in charges. So those spanned between 1991 and 2010. I mean, the guy is a menace to society. So U.S. District Judge Reggie Walton presided over Bradley's January 6 case, and he ended up sentencing Bradley to 5 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. I would have preferred the 8+ years, but I'll take the 5. And it looks like the judge ordered Bradley to be taken into custody immediately because he was out on pretrial release prior to the trial, but then he was in custody as of the day of the verdict. So we'll see what Trump does with this repeat offender. I mean, if he lets this one out, he has no reverence, no love for the police. The whole, back the blue is just a bunch of bullshit. So, which we know, but he'll at least show it to his supporters. So I will keep you posted. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.